So I want to hear some of your vision for the future. Where do you think Bezwada Technologies, or Bezwada Biomedical, is going to play a role in the future of healthcare and drug delivery, biofabrication, and maybe even sustainability, which is one topic we haven't really focused on. Uh, so just kind of want to see, where do you see your company is going to do to change the landscape for the industries?
To be honest with you, Jenny, I thought it would have happened 5 years ago. You could have been a completely different company, but it's very difficult to get the funding and very difficult for the companies to aggressively go after. Our tissue adhesive, we have met all the requirements for the tissue adhesive properties, and it is safe and biocompatible and good good properties. But the funding is the difficult one. But we are struggling to get more funding to develop the stuff. What I see is, I see a lot of opportunity 3D bioprinting, even though it's a little bit slower right now. We feel the technology we have, especially with the polyurethane into the system, is so we can make tissue at room temperature without heating, no heating, with very quick reaction stuff, biocompatible polymers. That's for 3D bioprinting. And I also see biodegradable polyurethanes. We have tested it. Which is biodegradable in the soil testing. We proved that we can make a biodegradable, bio-based polyurethanes. We have done extensive work, but there is no big money in there. But I'm committed to do at least, if I reduce the polyurethane waste from 25 million tons of polyurethane waste, even if I reduce 1 ton or 2 tons of the polyurethane waste, I think I make it there for me. It's going to be fantastic. That's one. And I'm going to, other thing I'm struggling for years. I thought this is going to be a great thing, is that bioconjugated drugs. So my technology have so many patents on biotechnology, drugs containing hydroxyl group, carboxyl group, amine group. I can react them, make a polymer chain, and have this drug in the chain, and then you want to trigger by in the moisture, in the presence of moisture, breaks down in a controlled fashion. If I use the glycolic acid, it'll go very fast. If I use lactic acid, it goes slow. Caprolactone, very slow. I can control the degradation profile. I'm working very hard now trying to get a funding. It's so difficult. I've been trying actually for many years, and nobody wants to hear it. Everybody wants a ready-made product. They're going to take it and sell it. Nobody wants to invest time to develop the technology. I think that's one of the unfortunate thing I have for my business, not able to get funding together with this stuff. But I feel that with 3D bioprinting, I have a lot of hopes on that.
Well, I certainly do as well, since I'm heavily invested in this industry. And I hear you, Ra, and I have to say your perspectives are very unique, and it's definitely a chemist perspective. Nobody else is going to measure their legacy with a ton of polyurethane waste as a legacy metrics.
Right.
You're the only one I've ever heard of.
I wrote to all the big companies. Nobody responded. Everybody thinks the cost is a problem. They don't want to touch it because now the regulations are really relaxed on the polymer waste. So it is difficult.
Yeah, I understand where you're coming from. A lot of things depends on what you work in day out, what you're seeing, the world that you're in. Like our perspectives are different. And I actually recently wrote an article about why are we spending so much money in AI and
Mm.
not enough in
Right, right,
biofabrication and
right,
science, basically? And,
right.
it's a much deeper question that I think you and I constantly are thinking about this. And it's a combination of culture, policies,
Right.
politics, and humanity. What do we prioritize? And unfortunately, at the moment, I feel science has taken a step back
Yeah.
and a lot of other things are more prioritized.
Right.
I don't know. I mean, for me and for you, this probably is a bit of misjudgment, but for many other people, AI is probably the number one.
Right.
And I'm not saying I'm right. I just don't know. I think time will tell. Um, and I am also convinced that we need to invest more in material science, in biotech in general. So yeah, I'm on the same page, but I understand your frustration as well.